And they're set to go for race one here in KL. Stand by, gates open, they're away and racing. And Barker Road Kid began well. Villanex General showing pace with Anak Warrior. Rant and Rave placed on the speed, and Elite Emperor is also surging forward in search of the lead. Barker Road Kid led the way from Elite Emperor. Now back to third, Anak Warrior placed outside of Rant and Rave, and out deeper French Vintage, the grey. Villanex General is parked on the inside from Keep It Confidential, Super Good. From Satellite Genius, Amazing Teen Angel, and dropping back to be last is Platinum Tycoon. 600 metres left to run, and Barker Road Kid now joined by French Vintage, who has been wide from the get-go. Rant and Rave is placed perfectly on the speed by Reuven, and Rant and Rave is racing third. Villanex General is improving along the inside from Keep It Confidential. Super Good is off the track with Elite Emperor, and then came behind those is Teen Angel, Amazing, and Satellite Genius. But going for home now, French Vintage has raced away from Rant and Rave. Barker Road Kid can't go on. Also running home, Anak Warrior down the outside, and then Keep It Confidential. French Vintage is leading, but Rant and Rave is cutting into the margin. French Vintage and Rant and Rave. Rant and Rave goes to French Vintage and gets the cash. Rant and Rave first, French Vintage second, and third Keep It Confidential, followed by Anak Warrior. Next over Villanex General, and then came Amazing, Super Good, Satellite Genius, Teen Angel, Platinum Tycoon, Elite Emperor, and knocking up to be last in is Barker Road Kid. Number 2, the winner, Rant and Rave, ridden by R. Reuven for trainer Frank Maynard. Getting up to defeat number 7, French Vintage, which did cover a lot of ground throughout, was caught wide for most of the journey, so another minor placing for French Vintage, and Keep It Confidential wasn't far away back in third spot. So the numbers 279, 279 your numbers as we have a look at the from the start of that race. It looked as though Amazing Fly jumped the start and missed it slightly. But Rant and Rave, ridden out to the post, had an easy run behind the leading group there and was perfectly placed in the run, finishing home over the top of French Vintage, Keep It Confidential, and then I think we had Anak Warrior, who was back in fourth, placing number 3. The time is 1:11.5. The numbers official 2793. 2793. Rant and Rave the winner. A 4-year-old Bayer Brown gelding by Niagara out of More Than Sun. Raced and trained by Frank Maynard and ridden by R. Reuven. Defeats number 7, French Vintage. Charles Leck for the Lucky Twin Stable. Rider was A. Syria. And third is horse number 9, Keep It Confidential. Richard Lyons for owner KB Pan. Rider was Elder Souza. And fourth is number 3, Anak Warrior. Shane Edwards for the Anak Stable. And ridden by Z. Carril. Margins a half length by 1 3/4, with a further half length to fourth. A half by 1 3/4 with a further half to fourth in 1:11.5, and that is about 3.2 outside the record. So Rant and Rave, a maiden no longer, breaking through at start number 8, coming off that placing to Brilliant Star